All right, so I think I finally found a process to be able to back up and actually know, back up and reuse and import KML files from either Litchi or a previous RC controller. So the first thing I did is on the controller. Well, first I plugged it in, and on my Mac I went into the SD card I have in the controller and I created a Waypoint backup. Now from there, I named what the two are, and then we'll have the GUIDs that will get automatically created in just a second. You'll see. So what you'll do is you'll go into. Now I'm assuming you're starting fresh, so you go in camera view, Waypoint mission, and you'll just create a random mission, and just make a couple points, and then save it. No, I don't want to save this because I don't want to overdo what I did. But you'll save it, and then you'll go into settings, storage, internal music and audio files, and then what you're going to do is you're going to be in DJI RC, Android data, Go 5 files, Waypoint. So now if you do this one by one, each one's going to create a GUID that matches that one mission. So what you'll do is you'll copy that mission. Actually, you could move it, but I would say, yeah, copy the mission. Copy the mission to, and then you'll copy to your SD, to your backup, under whichever one you want to save that mission as. I'm not gonna continue that. And then you'll come onto your computer, and you'll copy that over to some holding spot where you have the actual mission. So in my case, the GUID is just a placeholder because obviously the remote creates the GUID. So you copy the GUID, copy the GUID to your computer so you can copy and paste it. So you can actually like copy the name itself, and then you'll take your actual mission and you'll rename it to match this GUID. Rename the KMZ file to match the GUID, and then drag and drop it onto your SD card to overwrite the dummy one. So the one that you're putting on has the actual information. You can confirm by going to the Litchi utilities and using the Waypoint to Litchi. And if you load it, you'll actually see, you'll get the longitude and latitude, and you'll get confirmation whether it's going to take a photo or not. So that's one way you can tell whether it's real. So then once you re-upload you'll upload it to your disk, make sure it's the right GUID, you come back onto the RC, and go back through the whole file explorer stuffs, audio files. You would come back into your disk, your Waypoint backup, you go into whichever one you're doing, you're gonna hold down, you're gonna copy to, and then of course go back to that. You'll copy it to the DJI RC location that I mentioned previously. Double check, make sure you don't have a duplicate in here. So like in my case, I copied it and forgot to like delete the original, so I had to rename and get rid of the parenthesis 1, and then that will then match up within your waypoints. You may have to you may have to get the app to close. I had to get the app to close on my end, but or you can restart the controller. But then when you go to load it, so like it will actually load the right waypoints. Now I did these one by one and I didn't video each one of these. So basically, just long story short, create your dummy waypoint or your dummy mission, go into the file explorer, copy that folder onto your SD so that you can actually access it. On your computer, copy the actual name, and make sure that the one you're importing has the same name. Copy it back, copy those files over to match. So like, let's assume that this was empty. You want to make sure that they match. This being the original, that is. And then From there, you would come back to the once you got the originals re-uploaded to your SD card. You would walk through copying back to the original location. So yeah, a little bit convoluted. Took me a couple hours to kind of figure out my route there, because obviously it's a pain you can't really see what these are. So I had a bunch of random GUIDs. So it'll help to have your label and then the GUID underneath, since obviously the GUID's going to change, but that file will always be the same waypoints. So, and once you've taken some images, it will actually give you some images of what that is. In this case, I don't have images because this was off of my drone off of the DJI RC initially, so that's why I have images on this one. This one was a Litchi mission that was converted, which is what led me down this entire road. So I know this is a lot. Hopefully this has helped in some way or another. I know I kind of bounced around a little bit, but should give you an idea of where to go. Thanks for watching.